Halloween is right around the corner, and we figured what better way to celebrate than Caitlin and I learning how to get our makeup done like America's favorite psychopath, the Joker.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
So we're gonna do that, and we have makeup artist extraordinaire Beatrice Sniper here to show us how to recreate some iconic Joker looks.
We're gonna clean her face using an astringent. It removes all of the oils and all of the dirt off the face, and it also helps the paint and anything else I put on her face stick on better. This sponge right here comes in a circle. I'm gonna rip it in half, so that way it gets me a nice edge. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take some white watercolor-based makeups. They're skin safe. It's always important to use skin safe products on the face. And I kind of want to tap, because if I brush, you're going to see the brush strokes. It usually helps if you use your pinky to lay it on the face, just very slightly, so that way you can get more precision. And if I need to clean up anywhere, use a Q-tip. And I give her that red nose. And then he has that really funny smirk. Hilarious. And it goes right here. You have to be a little bit confident with your brush strokes. And then next we're going to be doing eyebrows. With the brush, I just press and then I curl. I kind of like twist my brush to kind of get that nice edge. So last thing we're going to do is we're going to spray some setting spray on her. 1, 2, 3. Helps it stay on longer.
That's insane. Oh my God. Okay, so it's my turn. Heath Ledger. What are you gonna do to me?
So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna clear the skin. Oils can actually keep makeup from sticking on. We're gonna use a 2-part silicone to create the different scars on the cheeks. I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna put on the back of the cup of the part A. Now it's very important to not double dip. If you dipped one side into A, you have to dip the other side into B. Once you mix both parts together, equal parts, you have about 5 to 7 minutes depending on how hot it is in the room. If it's cold in the room, it's gonna harden slower. What I'm also going to add to it is a little bit of a skin tone color. And these colors go so far, you only need very, very little, even like a tiny drop. What I'm also going to do is add something called flocking. Now what flocking is, it's little pieces of fabric that's like shredded 1,000 times. So it's another way to color the silicone. It kind of creates like a fake texture, so that way it's not just one solid color, because your skin is translucent. This does not dissolve, it stays in its little patchy form.
That does look like my flesh.
And remember, once it's mixed, I'm timed. I'm gonna lay this down first, like that. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure it blends with the skin. So kind of hide those edges and taking any excess off as I need. And then when I'm ready, I can make my cut, which you just take the end of your stick and just slide it. Now you don't want just a regular cut, you kind of want a little bit of slits here and there. You want to make it uneven. And the beautiful part about it, the reason why I love it so much, is because when it hardens, you'll see that it bends with the skin. This takes a lot of time and patience, so don't get frustrated if it doesn't work out the first time. Just peel it off and start again. So we're just gonna wait for that side to harden, and then we're gonna start with the painting. So I'm gonna do a little neat trick that I do. I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the Pros-Aid and kind of sealing it in, so that way color will stick to it easier and it doesn't have that glossy finish. So the way that this glue works, it comes on white and then it dries clear. However, it only works when it's clear. I'm gonna put the powder on, otherwise it'll just be sticky. Now I'm just using a translucent powder, but you can also use baby powder, anything that works. So I just took a sponge and I cut it in half so that way I can have this edge and be able to get in the spots like her eye. So I'm gonna be using a water-based face paint. And with the Heath Ledger Joker, it's very, very patchy. So we're gonna do a really cool trick right now. So if you do me a favor and just kind of like raise your eyebrows as much as you can, give me all that wrinkles. And so I'm actually gonna be tap, tap, tapping. And what that does, it kind of gives out the wrinkly look that he has, or at least a sweaty look. So if you want, you can also actually just take a Q-tip and then you can wet it, get more wrinkles in there. If you need help finding out where your wrinkles are, just like scrunch your face really hard and you can see a glimpse into the future because those wrinkles will come out. Then we're gonna move on to the redness. Very sloppy, so I'm not really too worried about what it's gonna look like. And Heath Ledger actually has parts of his face showing through. That's why I'm not being too crazy with making it opaque. I'm gonna take a little bit of a grease paint and I'm going to be dipping into like the darker red, so that way I can make it look like those scars are deeper. They're not just like painted on, but it's actually a cut. So I'm gonna get in there and kind of create some dimension. A little bit of color can go a long way. You don't want to jump to black because there's no darker color than black. So once you do put black on, that's it, you're done for. So I'm gonna start applying the black around the eyes because the Joker does have the black around the eyes. And again, I'm not being neat. For a little added effect, I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and dip it in water and just kind of clean a little bit off to reveal a little bit of the skin. So I'm gonna start off with, I'm just gonna put some hairspray in there. So what it does, it helps kind of like seal in the look. And helps with the coloring. Because your hair is really nice and clean. Unlike the Joker.
Yeah, he's greasy, filthy hair.
Yeah, so to get that look, I'm just gonna take some hair gel.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just gonna kind of
Grease it up.
Grease it up. Now again, it can be messy. You don't need it to be, you just don't need it to look clean.
Sure, got it.
Now the dye I'm gonna be using is just, you know, it's an airbrush paint. It's water-based, so it comes out in a wash. So really good for temporary hair dye.
This is like what I wanted to do all of middle school.
Airbrush is my weapon of choice. Get a compressor, and then you can get an airbrush separately. Lots of different companies make it.
Holy sh**. Well, now you know how I got these scars. B did it. Thank you so much for making me feel, honestly, the ugliest I've ever felt. Which I think is a huge compliment, because this is wild. I might keep the hair, though.
Right? It's a new look. I like it.
Yeah, I kind of like it.